Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. We are here for the Zwift Games Elite Sprint Showdown. So if you've watched the first and second part of the Elite Zwift Games, you'll know that through those two races with my 11th and 5th place finish placings, that had me in the top 5 qualified for this event. So it's a bit of a bonus for me. I'm certainly not a pure sprinter, and I'm up against some really top guys here. So we've got Jasper Paradines, Neil Fryette, so probably two of the biggest sprinters in the game for sure. We're on the Glasgow Crit Circuit, one lap. Ollie Jones and Brian Duffy Jr. are here. Um, from the gun, I thought I might give the old Bjorn World Championship move a crack. I thought there'd be nothing to lose, see how we go. So as we ramp up the power out of the start pens, up into 700 watts out of the gate, and within the first few seconds, I kind of noticed that either everyone had the exact same idea, or just super quick to react, because we are absolutely tearing down the start here. Everyone's pretty much all in, and so that move was not happening. So at this stage, Ollie's kind of going on with it a little bit. So for me, it's just hang on and then reassess in a little while. For me to take out this stage would take something pretty special for sure against these guys. But to actually be in the top 5 just means that my Zwift Games is off to a really good start. And prize money for first, second, and third. So there's that little carrot as well. But at the same time, given my goal is probably the overall, I kind of feel like we can throw a swing at it, because I don't lose points if I get 5th, for example. So there's a few tactical options here. Neil and Jasper, I'm thinking, probably want to sprint, and then but it was a dynamic race. This was actually really difficult for a little 4-minute race. I decide that I might throw a punch between here and the Glasgow Kickr. For some reason in my head, I just thought that I'm not dangerous and they might give me some leash. But then when I talked to Kate about it, she was like, "You're not a sprinter. You're probably the one person in the field that if you do something like this right now, that they're going to chase instantly." And that's what happened. I saw Fryette hit 18 watts a kilo, and I immediately shut that down. But that proved a perfect launch pad for Brian Duffy, who continues straight past us into his kind of move for the day. So you see there, he's up into 10 watts a kilo, and he holds a good power for a really long time. I'm a little tired after that, so I'm kind of hoping that some of these guys that expect to win the sprint championship take it on board themselves to try and bring this back, to make sure that they do so. So we're heading up the Clyde Kickr here. I think by the top of this, it was a pretty close to all-out effort. As you can see here, kind of following along Ollie there. Everyone's still in the mix. Duffy's not far ahead, but if we ease up here, this is where it's possible to continue to sail away with that little gap. But luckily, people were motivated. So this kind of, given that I was in the draft, I'm starting to think, okay, if this comes together, then theoretically I should be top 4, because this watt saving now is going to be significant. But I still needed to rely on some of these guys to catch him. And look, I don't think I could have done the work to do it myself. So I'm glad that some of these guys were doing that, as you can see here. So heading into the final 1,200 meters, I'm in a pretty good spot. I wanted to sit towards the back in case someone caught us off guard, but I see Neil sprint there, and I'm like, okay, I've got to stay in this wheel, because things are really stretched out. I managed to grab a bit of a breather down here, very important for the final minute, just to save a tiny bit again. So right now I'm thinking I'm in a really good position. I've got some potential for momentum to come across. If I was to go an all-in move, I probably could have attempted something over this Kickr with momentum, but I don't think I had the legs, and I think the pack had too much motivation for that to actually work. I didn't try it, but it was probably my one move to win the attempt to win the race, but I didn't. So anyway, we're coming into the sprint. I've been reasonably crafty this second half of the the race. So I'm just gearing myself up to somehow try and pull something off against some of these big dogs. Let's see how we go. So I'm not contesting against those first two. They are far and away gone, but I can tell I've got the momentum and the positioning to come round for third. I'll take that every day of the week. Cross the line in third place in the Sprint Championship. Really good result. Buffers soon and Neil comes up on top. That was a hard little race to finish the day off, especially after quite a long recovery. So now, after that, I found myself in the top 5 at the World Championship sprint stage and the Zwift Games sprint stage. So, to me, that's mind-blowing. Like, honestly, fuck knows how. But anyway, we're there. There's the results. Sprint Championship official through race 1. If you told me against those guys that I'd finish third in the Sprint Championship, then I would have taken that every day of my life. So, really good. We're on to stage 3 and 4 this weekend on the Downtown Eruption and the London Uprising. On paper, they suit me, but they suit the top guys as well. So it's a super deep field. We'll just be trying to do our best, hold on to a good overall position. Let me know how your Zwift Games is going in the comments. See you next time.